Hey everybody, welcome back to part 2, Healing from the Rough with Puente. Today we're back out at Hawks View in Lake Geneva, and we're going to get a little bit deeper in the conversation as we usually do with this part. Today Eden's going to share a little bit of his struggles that he faced when he got out of the military, something that's all too familiar for most of us. We're going to talk to him a little bit more about that. We're going to have some little bit more insight on how the game of golf was there for him to kind of get through that. And as always, we're going to have our 25 questions speed round. Thanks. When you got out of the military, we all know the problems that veterans run into. I assume you're not unique. You probably ran into something. If you're comfortable sharing that, what was like your main hurdle exiting service?
I didn't know my main hurdle until 2017. So it took me 10 years to fuck up and find it. I got out, I went straight into school. I wanted to be in business, I wanted to be in marketing. That was my where I thought I'd wanted to be. And so I got out, I enrolled into university in Illinois and started my first two semesters out, and I just could not retain information. I was having a hard time grasping anything. And after a couple of D's and some C's and just really not getting it, I just left school and went to go just start working, just to try to start making some kind of money. And it wasn't until I was in 2017 when I had applied for my benefits and going through the proper procedures of diagnosing that I was diagnosed with the TBI, and specifically in cognitive.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. It was a huge part. So for the last 5 years since 20, seeing a speech pathologist has really helped me find ways to retain information and keep practicing that, so that way I can go back and really use that model over and over again for not just school, but for meeting people and remembering faces and things like that. I think I always lead with that, like, oh, I have a head injury. And I've used that as a crutch so even afterwards finding out, I think I use it as a crutch sometimes to say, oh, it's okay if I don't remember because I'm using this excuse. But like I said, I've been really trying to focus on engaging and not having that be my excuse, and starting to use my speech pathology training to focus a little bit more on that. So really cognitive learning. And I mean, when you think about that and that being not a big part, you feel like a failure. And I turned to substance. My substance was alcohol, and I really dug all in on alcohol and got to the point where it was, I would drink a fifth by myself every 2 days.
Yeah.
And it got really bad, and I became the family. I guess I became the family fuck up in a way, and it was like, oh, that's just Eden. So it became okay because I'd seen war.
Yep.
I came back, and no one was really trying to steer me in the right direction. They were just letting me be this way and just saying, oh, it's because of this. So I guess, it was coddling in a way to where, my behavior was accepted. And it really, I didn't realize that until I stopped drinking and had to take a step back and look at everything and say, whoa, everybody let this happen to me. And it's not their fault, but it was okay because of the things that I've gone through. And that was, that's what guys did when they came home.
Yeah. There is a label for a reason with that.
Yeah.
The angry drunk vet.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Like what you hear on the show? Are you a vet or first responder? Has a game of golf been something that you've been able to fall back on when you're dealing with some hard times? If you're interested in being on the show and you live in southeast Wisconsin, feel free to reach us at joseph.malsack at hftr.us. And if you want, we can get you out here, talk about your story, share Hawk's View with you, and have a good time. What about the mental did you find to be such a, like, almost life-saving, or, you know?
It's a in the moment feeling, whether it's a good shot or it's a bad shot, and you take that feeling and you just hold it in for that second, and then you have to go back and you still have to hit another shot. So whether it's a good feeling, you don't want to be overconfident in what you're doing, and if it was a bad shot, you don't want to take that into the next shot. So it's really letting that emotion stay right where it is, and then going on to the next shot. And that's been my biggest thing here in the last years. Taking that hit, and saying, okay, that was a bad shot. Let me get my frustration out and move on. Or, okay, that was a great shot. How can I repeat it? And finding those ways to stay in that moment and repeat those successes are what's helping me continue to see the success, mental health side wise, that I am in my coping and in my everyday routines.
Stigmas, big part of Healing from the Rough, big part of Next 18. What stigmas did you kind of rely on before you kind of had your awakening, per se, post, like, drinking and everything? The stigmas that, right, you were talking about, family enabling, toxic relationships, maybe, where they're kind of just letting you do this stuff and you're unaware of it. Were there any stigmas that you've faced that you look back now and you're like, God, I'm really glad I have a hold on that now?
Yeah, I think it was asking for help. That was the biggest one. Again, I asked for help in 2017 and got the help. Within that first year, I'd already gotten enrolled and accepted into DePaul University.
Awesome.
And then just went on a tear with, like, being a double major, doing 26 credit hours a quarter, and really just immersing myself in wanting to be better. And you know, being from, a Mexican heritage is very macho. It's very machismo, and it's very, you don't cry. There's stigmas about femininity, femininity in males, and what that looks like, and a lot of side jokes or side banter that, it's, to them, would be perceived as side banter, but to you it's like a direct assault on your personality.
Yeah.
And even if you don't think you're that type of way, you still feel that they think that you're that type of way. And so now you double down and try to do the opposite of that. So, that was a hard thing. And I think my blessing is that, I didn't care. I didn't care what other people, and getting out, I did care. But then in a way I didn't, because I was like, okay, if they're gonna label me a fuck up, I'm just gonna be a fuck up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then, well, like I said, when that light bulb changed, I did care. And then I said, okay, I don't care what anybody thinks anymore. I'm gonna go out and focus on trying to get myself the best care I can, to be in a better place for myself. And this is where I want to be. So that's when all the ball started rolling for me on everything, was just really letting go of what other people thought of me, and really focusing on getting my self-care focused.
And asking for help.
Exactly.
Yeah. And when you said that too, is like not asking for help, all I can think of was a lot of times we don't ask for help because we feel like we're in control of us. And I could think of the movie The Guardian.
Yeah.
Was it The Guardian with
Yeah.
Bruce Willis and
Ashton Kutcher?
No, was it Bruce? It wasn't. It was
Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, but
Kevin Costner.
when he confronts him about killing his friends, and he was like, "I'm in control of me," and I mean, he wasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you think. I mean, we always feel like we're in control, but I mean, are we?
Exactly. Yeah. It's well said.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So if you're a veteran or first responder and you want to come to a golf camp, come to be at one of the Next 18 events, all you need to do is go online to next18.org. You can find us on Facebook, you can find us on LinkedIn, and you can find us on Instagram currently. All of those resources have links to get to our website to find our application page. Or you can reach out to me, Matt, M-A-T-T, at next18.org. I can give you any information you need. We would love to have you at a camp. And I realize you might be asking yourself, yeah, we're going to go play golf. Do I really want to deal with my mental health? Do I really want to deal with some of these things that I'm not a fan of dealing with? I think you should come here. You should get the resources and just be open-minded to maybe living a healthier, happier life. These guys are having a great time. So what's your fondest memory of this game?
I would say last week playing Urbana Country Club. Like I said, I've just started shooting under 100 this past year, and I shot my lowest round ever. I shot a 90 with 2 birdies, and both were inside 2 feet, so that was such a good feeling.
Nice, dude.
All right, so how has golf helped you on your path to recovery?
The biggest way is just thinking of golf as an escape for every day. I just you come out here and you focus on the next shot. You hit a good drive. You don't let it build your confidence up to where you mess up on the next one. You just learn from it and grow. Also, I think the biggest thing that I relate it to is your golf clubs. You're allowed 14. And so what you put in your bag is what you have for that course. So I think using that metaphor in what I do, and some of the tools that I use, whether it's my sleep night app that helps me kind of just unwind, or little things that I do. I think keeping those in my tool bag and using them regularly, and then changing it up if there was a real bad night, maybe changing up something different, that helps me get to where I can finally get the peace that I'm trying to achieve. So those are the 2 biggest things I always take away from golf.
Oh, yeah. And what is after everything we've talked about today, what is something that you would, if you could give any advice to anybody out there listening, anybody watching, as far as dealing with mental health and traumas, what would you say?
The biggest thing is I think we are lucky in our generation that there are organizations, there are ways for you to get the help you need. One, don't wait. The biggest thing I say is don't try to do it on your own. We've all tried. I try to tell the young guys that I'm with is learn from other people's mistakes, not your own. And if you could do that, you can pivot in any direction to gain success faster than we did. And I think that's the biggest thing is, if you really watch what other people are doing and the failures that they are making, you can have a tool to not make those. And really asking for help is the biggest thing. It took me 10 years to get out of my own shadow, and once I did, my ball was rolling fast, and it's still rolling. So that's my biggest thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, it was a pleasure having you on the show. Anytime you want to talk, November comes around, you need somebody, I'm always there.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you,
brother.
Matt.
It's good seeing you.
Yeah,
Guys.
that's great. Yeah, thank you guys.
so now we're going to do a little speed round here. First response that comes to your head, go with it. Talking or texting?
Talking.
Last song you downloaded?
Miranda Lambert's Acting Up.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
How long does it take you to get ready in the morning?
20 minutes.
Is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers?
Yes.
Place you most want to travel?
Grand Canyons.
Favorite food?
Mexican.
Say a word in Spanish.
Mama.
Socks or sandals?
Neither.
Socks with sandals.
No.
Is double dipping at a party ever acceptable?
Never.
Godfather or Scarface?
Godfather.
Score 1 to 10. How good are your skills at wiffle ball?
0.
Ideal outside temperature?
72 degrees.
How many stuffed animals do you sleep with?
1 because of my wife.
How many spritzes of cologne is too much?
3.
Ask for permission or beg for forgiveness?
Beg for forgiveness.
What is a triangle with 2 sides called?
A line.
Lose your hair or gain 50 pounds?
Oh, lose my hair.
Climb a mountain or jump out of a plane?
Jump out of a plane.
Bug in your house. Set it free, kill it.
If it's by the door, set it free. If it's not, kill it.
One food you would eat every meal?
Tacos.
Would you fly into space?
Yes.
Twizzlers or red vines?
Red vines.
Who inspires you?
I would say, oh, that is a good question. God. Jesus Christ.
Last question. Golf course you want to play the most?
TPC Sawgrass.
Thanks for checking out part 2 with Eden Puente. I hope you guys enjoyed all the content in the last 2 episodes. Eden, it was a fantastic time playing with you, meeting your dog. We had a good time. I hope to see you again soon. And if you guys want to check out our stuff, make sure you hit up our YouTube channel. Check out our other stuff. Like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And we'll see you again soon. Thank you.